couple of general questions and all. Like, first of all, what do you think is most important about school?
Well, I think it's about being prepared for the future.
Yes.
So obviously it's about reading, which is very, very important.
Most definitely.
It's about, doing your math. It's about the science.
Yes.
But in addition to that, I think it's about art. It's about music. It's about doing things that make sense. Because a lot of times we learn things in schools, but how is it relevant to the real world?
Yes.
So it's all about preparing kids for the future.
That's good. I like that. Okay, so you are a part of the school board, correct?
I am.
Can you tell me what sort of changes are going on within the school board now?
Yes, lots of changes.
Yeah.
First of all, there's people changes. The superintendent is bringing in people from other places that have been working in other places, which is to me is always healthy to get a fresh look and really come in with different ideas.
Yeah.
I feel like one of the biggest changes is a focus more on technology. We're talking about very small amount of textbooks versus iPads and tablets and e-readers that kids can use. And it's also a focus on, we have had this sort of absence or limited exposure to art and music. And so we talk about educating the whole child, meaning that we want all of that infused into our curriculum and into the core subjects. It makes it much more fun to learn. And
I agree.
And all of that is very, very important. One of my daughters was a band person, and I think it teaches a lot for discipline and focus.
Yes, most definitely.
Kids I think are much more motivated. So we've been in kind of a culture of compliance and of what's on the wall and the test, and too much focused on that, and we want to be much more focused on the teaching and learning that's going on.
Yeah, you want to make sure you keep students interactive with everything and still participating in fun activities like music and art.
Right.
So I noticed you said about like an increase in technology. You also said that during the assembly. So like, what are your main focuses on wanting to increase technology?
Well, I think the whole idea of having a tablet of some kind that not only, of course, can you read from it, and textbooks are enormously expensive, and they're also, as all of y'all know, heavy.
Oh yes.
And we're required to replace them every 3 years, and sometimes the information doesn't totally change. So I think it's about using technology to get more up-to-date information. I mean, we really are in a real-time world now, and so it will be more cost effective and much more relevant for kids. Ultimately, I mean, we would love for all of our kids to have either iPads or Kindles or something like that. And then of course it's also using technology otherwise. It's this is the digital age, and y'all are, that's how you live your life with, and quite frankly, we've even talked about, obviously y'all communicate on your phones, and there's just a lot of opportunity, and the superintendent's very, very focused on that particular issue.
Yeah, here we recently, several of our classrooms have smart boards now, and it's made class a lot simpler, I've noticed. It's easier for the teachers as well, because everything is just right on there. You don't have to worry about writing everything all the time. So it's quite efficient.
Yes.
Okay, so thinking back to when you were in high school, you went to Wolfson, correct? So what was your main motivation throughout high school?
I think my motivation in high school was probably more social.
Yes.
And I look back at the education I received, which isn't even a nanosecond of what y'all receive. I mean, it's just it's so much more rich and things that are going on in education today. You know, we worked with textbooks, we worked with workbooks, we worked with worksheets. It was pretty standard, and you know, you think back, the education system was developed based on manufacturing and the model of people doing the same thing at the same time, and repetition, and the teacher standing in front of the class and you're sitting in a row. And that's just not life anymore. That's not how the workplace is. People work in teams. You know, you share. They used to call it cheating, when in reality, you know, working with groups and working with other kids really is important. That's an important skill to have, on being able to work as a team. So I think I was just motivated by by being with my friends, but it's also interesting because I'm still friends with lots of the people that I graduated from.
That is great. I like hearing that.
And one of my daughters graduated from Wilson too. So yeah, it's fun being a native.
That's great. Yeah, we have been, since we're getting close to graduating now, we're all concerned about staying friends once we get out of school.
Yes.
So I know you briefly got a little view of our school before coming in here. So far, what do you think?
Well, I think you know, y'all seem to be engaged and excited, and it looks like, you know, it's a great place to be, which is what school should be. It shouldn't be something that kids dread going to. And there are ways to learn that are fun, and it sounds like y'all are doing some of that.
Exactly. So thank you
for
coming today.